So she'll let us know what.
Yeah, so I know what she's talking about.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, Michael.
Can you tether wirelessly?
You can tether wirelessly. I don't know that if you do it the same way as this, though. There's a card you can put into your camera called an iFi card, and it has Wi-Fi built into it. Some cameras like it, some don't. It's an SD card, so if your camera handles SD card format, it could use that. If you have a camera that doesn't support SD cards, instead it's a compact flash card, you can put the SD card in an adapter, but there's mixed success with that. Some cameras work okay with it, a lot of them don't. And then there's a different feature in here where you could have it monitor a particular folder. Instead of talking directly to the camera where it's going to tell you your shutter speed and your aperture setting in a little bar, you could instead, there's a auto import feature right here, file auto import, and you can tell this to watch a particular folder. You tell the folder here, watch folder, so that if you set up that card using the software that comes with the card, and it's designed so that when I take a photograph, it automatically copies it to my laptop into a particular folder, you set this to look at that folder. So when the images come in, Lightroom will import them as they come in. So it's a slightly different setup. You can go to the File menu, Auto Import. If there is another version of that, I just haven't used it because I just use the USB cable. So.
Okay, actually both Sam Cox and Fashion TV were wondering, do you have to wait for the photo to render on the screen before
you can
keep shooting, or can you just keep
No,
shooting?
you can just sit there and keep shooting. Okay. Yeah. So you can shoot, and it's going to transfer them over, at least with most cameras. Who knows, there could be some weird camera that can't do it. But there should be a buffer of so many you can take, just like the buffer you get when you're shooting to your card. How sometimes it can fill up, like if you're shooting continuously. But you should be able to continue shooting. Okay.
Do you want to take more tethering questions, or should we move on?
No, if there happen to be a few.
Well, there's quite a few.
Okay.
Let's see. I guess a lot of people are asking about the remote thing. So Ginger Boy from Connecticut says, do you prefer to use Lightroom versus Canon capture software that comes with the camera? And if so, why?
I'm just used to being in Lightroom. That's like where I'm most comfortable. And I know that that's where I'm going to be adjusting my images, so I can right away start adjusting the images and tweaking them. And so I do like doing it directly in the Lightroom. If, on the other hand, I were to use Canon software, which, as far as I remember, is free. Nikon, I think, charges for their software, if I remember correctly. The advantage of using Canon software is you'd be able to control the camera's settings. You'd be able to trigger your autofocus, you'd be able to change your aperture setting, and things like that. So if it's a situation where I need to change those settings, then I would most likely use Canon software instead of Lightroom. Yeah. All right, cool. Then, one other thing we haven't discussed, and that is when you're importing your images, you have the option of converting those images into a different file format that's known as DNG. And so I just want to make sure I've mentioned it. So anytime I hit the import button, and I tell Photoshop to import images, up at the top, we have that choice called copy, but just to the left of it is copy as DNG. And what that's going to do if I change it to copy as DNG is it's not going to leave my images in the original file format. Instead, it's going to convert them into a format known as the digital negative format. There are other areas within Lightroom where you can convert things into DNGs, but this is the place where it's most convenient, right when you're ingesting your pictures. But let's talk just a little bit about that particular setting. The DNG file format is, in essence, a raw format. So that means that if you're used to shooting on your camera in raw format, on a Canon, that would mean you end up getting files that end with a file extension of CR2. If you are on a Nikon, it would end with the letters NEF, and different manufacturers would have different file extensions beyond that. It can convert it into DNG format and keep all the data that your camera had captured, but put it in a file format that's well documented. Meaning that if I want to write software that supports DNG, I can get the right information from Adobe to